Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Leanne Carmi. I'm one of your coaches here at OB All Stars. And on our call today, we have Coach Steve Lowry and Mason Tanner. And today we're talking about tracking. So why do we track? The basics of tracking. We're going to show you two different trackers, MobAF Tracker and CPV Lab. We're going to show you how to set up tracking with the affiliate network and the ad network. And we're going to show you how tracking helps you to optimize. Now today, I guess your main teachers are going to be myself and then Mason. I'm going to give you an overview because I remember when I first learned to track, and I just couldn't get the stuff straight in my head for whatever reason. It just didn't fit right. So what I'm going to attempt to do here is give you a really nice overview that really shows you how the things fit together. And then when Mason goes in and shows you how to actually plug things in and what they show up as, it's hopefully going to make a lot more sense. But there's no guarantee that you're going to get it today. It can take up to 7 times of repetition to get something. So feel free to watch this webinar over and over and over again. I don't think it's going to be a very long one. We just want to show you how to do this. So anyway, let's get started. And I'm going to go right to a document that I created for you. And it has a lot of text on there, but I'm going to walk you through it. And I'll tell you why there's a lot of text on here, because I'm dealing with computer issues, and my trackpad has been drooled on, and there's not much I can do with it. So I'm keeping everything on one page. So hopefully it'll make things simple for you to have everything on one page also. In any case, what's tracking, right? Why do we track? Because realistically, as we showed you last week, you can actually go and grab an affiliate link from the affiliate network or the CPA network, put it in the ad network, and you could make money that way, right? And you can do some tracking that way as well. You can do some tracking for keywords, or you can see carriers in some cases, depending on what variables the ad network can provide you with, because ad networks can give you different variables, right? Well, why do we want to use something in between? Because actually there are things that would actually keep you from using tracking or make tracking not a good idea, which is, if you've got a slow server and you're using tracking software and your clicks are slower, people might not stay on the page long enough. For example, if you're doing PPV and your pop-ups are really slow, then people are going to X out before they ever see your message. If you're doing mobile and you're really slow, people are going to back out. They're going to hit that little circular button on their iPhone, and they're going to get the heck out of there before they ever see your advertising message or your landing page. So it's really important to have a fast server when you're tracking. One way to do that is to set up the server on your own, to have something like a VPS, or to have a lot of available memory. Another way to do that is to use a hosted tracking software like MobAF Tracker, for example. CPV Lab is something that we host on our own, and Mason's going to show you that, and MobAF Tracker is hosted for you. And lots of conversations we can have about whether you should use someone else's system, like can they see your statistics? Yeah, probably. And how important is it to you to have privacy in terms of what you're targeting and what you're doing? But starting out, it's just fine to use a hosted tracker, and people still sometimes use it even when they're doing big numbers. So I just want to throw that out there. Anyway, what are the different parts of tracking? Well, you already know that at the affiliate network, right, at the CPA network, you have a tracking link, right? So for example, if you are doing mobile marketing and you go to OfferMobi, and you select an offer and you grab a tracking link like I showed you last time, and that tracking link could be placed right in the ad network. But instead, for tracking, what we're going to do is you're going to take that and place it in the tracking software. Okay, so here's how it looks. You've got a tracking link that has some variables after it, right? And the variables are the offer number, so that when the link is clicked, the affiliate network knows to send it to that specific offer that you're promoting. It also has your affiliate ID, so the affiliate network knows, hey, that click belongs to you as the affiliate. Okay, that's what it tells it. And of course, you can add more things. You can add anything you want to that. You could add the source if you want, right? You can say, well, I'm promoting this on AdMob, or I'm promoting this on whatever network. I'm promoting this on Traffic Bands, right? You can add whatever you want on there. And then that link, what you do is you take it and you put it in your tracking software. So as you're setting up the tracking software, this is the link that you're going to put, your affiliate link is what you're going to put in the tracking software. The tracking software, once you set it up, is going to give you a tracking link. Okay, and on that tracking link, you can add variables as well. And most often, you're going to add some kind of keyword passback. Now, when you're doing mobile marketing, you're going to add a few more things. You're going to add things like you want to know what carrier it is, right? Is it AT&T? Is it Sprint? Is it Verizon, et cetera? You want to know sometimes what country it is if you're doing multiple countries. But whatever it is that you want to add, you can add to that tracking link, whatever variables. And then you're going to take that and place it in the ad network. Okay, but that's not it. Okay, because I want to talk about some benefits of tracking and why you're going to add this extra step in between. There's another step to it, which is called a pixel. A lot of people get really confused with it, but what a pixel is it's something that you take from your tracking software, and it has a variable. And this variable tells the tracking software which click. Okay, it says this is the particular click at this time on this date, right? And what you get is when you put the pixel into the affiliate network, right? So where you get the affiliate link, you're also going to drop a pixel. It's called dropping a pixel. And what happens is as you're getting clicks from the ad network, okay, clicks come in, the clicks go to your tracking link. The ad network sends back the keyword information. Okay, they send back the keyword information. And there's also a unique variable that's sent to your affiliate network. It's a bunch of numbers and letters or whatever. It's just a random number that's created by the tracking software. The tracking link, once it gathers all this information, it sends you to the affiliate link with that custom number. The affiliate network or the CPA network captures that click. Okay, it captures that click. It sends the person that clicked on the ad to your affiliate link, to the advertiser landing page, tracking your affiliate ID. And if there is a conversion, it kicks back with the pixel, it kicks back that random number that the tracking software gave it. So as you have conversions, they show up in your tracking software. And I know this all probably looks very abstract right now, but you're going to see it in action when Mason shows his screen in just a few moments. All right, but what you want to do later is come back to this just to get the overview as you're looking at the details. All right, so those are the parts of tracking, and I'll just tell you the things that you're going to see in the affiliate network. Okay, the affiliate network where you're getting your offer, where you're getting the original link, is you're going to see your clicks and you're going to see your conversions. Okay, that's pretty much it. You're going to see clicks and conversions. In the ad network, which I don't have represented on this page, in the ad network where you're placing the ad, where you're putting your tracking link in and getting clicks from them, you're going to see clicks and you're going to see ad spend. Or in some cases, if you're doing PPV, you're going to see impressions and then clicks and then ad spend. Okay. In the tracking software, you're going to see a lot more. First of all, you're going to see those clicks also from the ad network. Second, you're going to see impressions also from the ad network. Third, you're going to see conversions from the pixel that's being fired back from the affiliate network. Okay, you're going to see those conversions. And then in addition to that, you're going to see the keywords, okay, whatever keywords you're tracking from the ad network. You're going to be able to optimize variables. You're going to see your ad spend as well. Okay, so your tracking software is a way to see everything in one place. So instead of having to log in to 3 different places, now you've got one place where you can log in, you can do all your optimization, and then you go back to the ad network and make whatever differences you need to make. Okay, but it gives you a place to see everything. What do you see anyway, right? What is split testing? What are you going to see? When you track, you can do A/B split testing or multivariate split testing. Multivariate just means you test more than A and B. You test ABC, ABCD, ABCDE, right? Initially, if you're running a slow amount of traffic, you want to just do A/B split testing. You want to just do one thing versus another. Whichever one wins, whichever one does better, you keep it, drop the other one, try to improve on it, right? You're always trying to improve, and that's how you're going to take a campaign and make it profitable or increase profit on a profitable campaign. Yeah. What else can you do? Well, you can take the information and optimize on the ad network. You can do day parting, which is hour by hour. You know, does this convert better at 6 p.m. or at 6 a.m.? You can do week parting once you've run it for several weeks. Does it convert better on weekdays or weekends? Does it convert better on hump day or on Friday or on Monday? You can test one banner versus another, one landing page versus another. You can test one type of ad copy versus another, one headline versus another, one color versus another, one offer versus another, which you're going to see an example of that in CPV Lab. You can test one target or keyword versus another. And actually, we're going to have several different keywords that we test at one time. For example, when we do PPV. You can test one country versus another, one carrier versus another when it comes to mobile, and anything else you can think of. Basically, anything that you can set at the ad network, any type of targeting or ad or text or anything at all that you can change in the ad network, you can split test. Okay, and the tracking software allows you to do that in one place all at once. Okay, so again, you can turn a promising campaign into a profitable one and increase your ROI on a profitable campaign. So with that, I'm going to switch it over to Mason, and Mason's actually going to walk you guys through how to set up tracking. You're going to see exactly what all these things look like in real life.
Sweet. So Leanne pretty much gave an overview of how most tracking, platforms work. This is a third-party tracking here called CPV Lab that you can really use it for anything, but it's kind of designed for CPV, and it has, it allows you to track easily like all the different kinds of campaigns that you might run on CPV with the different flows, and if you were, have maybe emails and everything else, if you were capturing them, email addresses and then sending offers later on, it'll allow you to track all that kind of stuff too. But for this, we're going to just show like a basic setup that just kind of walks you through like, how tracking works so you can see it, actually see what's going on. So we started with Traffic Advance, like we talked about before when, last week Steve was talking about Traffic Advance. He walked you through how to set that up in the ad network. So, but what he didn't show you was, how we're going to track that. So we're using CPV Lab. Basically what you do is you set up a new campaign, and then all that, in here, which is not the same as your campaign in here. They're different. But, you probably want to name them this, something similar so that you don't get confused about what it is. So in here, you just put in the name of the campaign. You're going to put your affiliate link and all that other stuff in here as well. You can create groups in here, which is kind of cool. So maybe you wanted to. I created a group for this course called Jumpstart PPV. So I assigned it to that. Also, one cool feature it has is it allows you to set up alerts. So you can have a little desktop app that pops up and says, hey, this target or whatever is, getting tons of traffic and it's not converting at all. And it kind of, so you don't have to sit there and watch it as closely because it'll alert you to those kinds of things, whatever you tell it to. Anyway, so you put the campaign name in here. Basically, it has the setup for quite a few different ad networks in here. So Traffic Advance, when you select Traffic Advance on here, is one of the predefined sources. Now you can add more in the settings if you want to add, you can add more affiliate networks or whatever, more ad networks. But basically, what this is I think we've talked about this briefly in the past, but different ad networks have different variables or tokens that you can pass. That you can pass back to either the affiliate network or a tracking platform like CPV Lab or whatever. And what this is an important thing to understand here is the concept of like a dynamic. In AdWords they call it dynamic keyword insertion, and it's actually the same syntax in AdWords as it is in Traffic Advance. But what this keyword bracket does is that tells the ad network, it says, hey, whenever you see that in the link, replace that with the keyword or the target or whatever it is. So what that does is when someone, when the ad is shown, or when it pops up over someone's, browser or whatever, then that target that you're bidding on gets put in the link. And then what happens is CPV Lab captures it and then saves it for you. And then that's how it knows that, hey, this click was from this target. So that's all that really does. It doesn't have anything to do with conversions, really. It just says, hey, this click was from this target. Now, in order for the platform to the script to tie that back to actual conversions, there's a little bit more involved, and we'll talk about that here in a second. So what this does is it basically just puts and keyword equals keyword at the end of the link, at the end of the tracking link. And this all works based off of redirects. So there's going to be a couple of different redirects that take place when someone clicks the link or your ad is shown. Okay, so in this case, we're actually using a couple of different landing pages, and we're split testing them. So this actually puts it at 50% to this page, 50% to that page. Now you could do 33%, 70, whatever you want. You can do 90, 10. Like if you have one page that's working really good or really well and it's killing it, you may want to only test with 10% of your traffic so you can keep making money. But at the same time, you can always have new creatives coming up that that are fresh, that that hopefully will work when the one you're running stops working or it burns out. So you always want to have something new. You never can just be like, okay, it works, so I'm going to make money forever. You always have to be trying, new things and stuff like that. And once you have something that's successful, then you can, test with only a small percentage of your traffic, so you keep, making more money. Okay, so the failure page, that's just like what page it loads when, the link is broken or it doesn't work, but we didn't put one in right now. So let me just let me pull up these creatives for you so you can see. Okay, so here's one. It's actually loading kind of slow, which kind of worries me a little bit. But so it basically just says, hey, employers are going to check your credit. So we're going to pop this over, sites where people are applying for jobs and things like that. And then they can click here, and then it goes to the offer. Okay, so the way that you set that up is you put the two landing pages in here, and that tells CPV Lab, hey, send 50% of it to this page and 50% of it to that page. But you're not done yet because, you need to have your affiliate link in there somewhere so that you can get paid. So your affiliate link, has to happen, on the page when people click to the offer, obviously, not to the landing page. So we have a page between, the offer, the bridge page or whatever before the offer. So we have to put the affiliate link on there. But if you just put the raw affiliate link, on the landing page for people to click on, then CPV Lab can't track that. So everything has to be redirected back through CPV Lab so it can capture all this information. So the first thing that happens is we have a dynamic keyword or a target. So it inserts that into the link. CPV Lab captures it and stores it there and associates it with the click that happened. The time, the IP address, and all the other data that you're collecting here. And then the second thing that happens is when someone clicks the link on the landing page, CPV Lab has to say, hey, this click to the page and this actual click through to the offer, which is the same thing as CTR, click-through rate, from your landing page to the offer, and it associates those two things together. And both of those things have to be redirected back through CPV Lab in order for it to know what's going on. So what it does in order to actually associate those click-throughs with conversions, in order to actually associate those click-throughs with conversions, it has to, somehow track it through the affiliate network as well. So how does it know, which of those clicks actually converted into a lead or a sale or whatever? The way it does that, and some of you guys are familiar with sub-IDs, or I hope so. And the way this works is every click on the affiliate link, a new sub-ID is generated. So it's a random number. It's like, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. So it just assigns a random number to it, and then CPV Lab remembers, it says that number that it assigned, that it's sending to the affiliate network through their redirect link, which is what an affiliate link is. Well, Leanne explained how that worked on another webinar. So, but it is, it creates a random number for a sub-ID and then passes that back through the affiliate network. And so what you can do is when you go into the affiliate network, you can pull a sub-ID report and see which sub-IDs converted. And then you can actually upload those sub-IDs into CPV Lab or Tracking 202. I mean, they all do this, MobAF Tracker. That's how most tracking systems work. You can take those, you say, hey, these sub-IDs, these random numbers that were created to identify the click, these are the ones that converted. And then you tell CPV Lab that, and it knows everything about that click, city, state, whatever else you're collecting. So I know that's a little confusing, but that's, if you can really understand that, I mean, that's the basics of all tracking, pretty much. It's just redirect URLs and just passing information and storing information and being able to tie that back to leads and sales. That's pretty much it. Now, there's an easier way to do that. Instead of uploading the sub-IDs back into here, you can actually use a pixel, which is just a little image. So, that goes on the confirmation page or the thank you page after someone fills out the lead form or whatever. It says, hey, thanks for the purchase or whatever it is. So the page that occurs after the conversion from the offer, if you can get this pixel placed, usually your affiliate manager will do it for you, or sometimes you can do it through the user interface. Neverblue, you can just copy and paste it right in, and then you don't have to email anybody. But all this is just a little one-by-one image that loads on the thank you page that just basically tells it what sub-ID converted, back to CPV Lab, and then it knows, where conversions are coming from. Basically, the pixel just sends that converted sub-ID back to the network, back to CPV Lab, sorry. So then you don't have to do anything else. It happens automatically for you. So that's basically, the setup that we have. So we have a little bit of stats. We can't really see much right now in terms of, we just started this yesterday. We'll have a mobile one to show you next week, actually, on MobApp Tracker. But you can see here we've gotten 1,687 views, and actually so far no conversions as far as I can tell. Okay, so you can see here we have a little bit of an issue with the tracking. It's passing blank targets on some of them for some reason. So Steve and I are looking into that. I'm going to try to figure that out today. I think it's duplicating the clicks for some reason, so it could be the way that we have the code set up. And so here you can see, these are the targets that we're bidding on, the URLs, and then that's how many clicks or views, because it's popping up. And then the clicks are when people actually click through. So it's not recording anything it's not recording any targets, with the click-throughs, which is, not good, because then we can't see what's, actually piquing people's interest a little bit in terms of targets. So yeah, that's the basic report. When we get more data in here, we'll actually show you how we, use that and optimize, and then, what else, what we're going to do from there. But I think that's what we were going to, that's the main topic today, is just how to set up tracking. So are there any questions?
Yeah, so what I want to say, Mason, that was a really good overview, and it's always nice to see what it looks like. One thing that I'm going to say is that this stuff will go over your head every single time. The only time it becomes solid is when you do it yourself. And so the one thing that you're going to want to do after this call is you're going to want to go and set up some tracking. And CPV Lab is a paid software, and so you might not go right out there and purchase it, or you might. I mean, that's either way, it's totally fine. But you can jump on really any tracker and just start setting it up. And I know that we do have a walkthrough in the forum for the MobAF tracker, actually, that Russell put together a few weeks ago. Really great walkthrough. Watch that, and you'll get the same information as far as tracking with MobAF tracker. It's all the same, right? It's all the same thing. All you're doing is setting up that tracking link that you can put in the ad network, right? Because how are we getting all this information, all these keywords kicked back? It's from running this. It's because we took that link. And Mason, could you go back to the campaign setup on this, to the actual settings of the campaign?
Link. So I'm gonna pull that up here.
Yeah, I want to show the actual tracking link as it comes up. So all this stuff, if you scroll down a little bit more, and see that right there, the campaign URL, that's what you end up putting in the ad network. And see, it has that keyword variable at the end. And Mason puts it in there and hits enter. It's going to redirect. Okay, it's going to redirect.
Yeah, so exactly. So, and the reason why, see this clicktrack.us, that's just, an arbitrary URL that we, that's where we installed CPV Lab. So if, whatever URL you're using, that's what it'll be. And so, because the script runs on that URL. So what it does is it pings the URL and says, boom, this is what keyword hit. So we can put anything we want here and it'll pass it back. So we could put test. But the ad network's going to insert something there that's the actual target. In this case, we just put test. So if we go here and look at the visitor stats for the live thing here, wherever it is.
I mean, if you just go to stats again, you'll see you'll see your click.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, you can see test here. So that's what it passed back.
For your screen to. So here it is. Yeah.
Yeah, test there. So that's the one I just put in. So that, Traffic Advance is inserting these in there, as the actual where the ad's actually being shown.
Yeah,
so yeah.
And let's check this out for a second. Let's check this out for a second. What you have here, because I just want to show what the types of things that you can see when you're tracking. You've got the date and time of the click. Okay, so that's going to start helping you day part. And actually, CPP Lab has a section where once you have enough data, you can look at a chart that shows you the day parting or the week parting. You've got the source, which is where you're running this, right? So if you're running this on different ad networks, you might have Traffic Advance and Lead Impact and Direct CPV and whatever else. You've got the actual campaign. You've got the keyword or the target, right? The URL, the IP they came from, right? So you can see if there's any duplicates. You can see the click refer. Where did they come from? Was there a website that they came from? You can see whether there were conversions. Right now we don't have any, so they're not in there. You can see the offer that was sent, because you can split test multiple offers. You can see the sub ID, which, as you can see, is a bunch of random letters and numbers, right? But it's not exactly random, right? Because it goes up one by one, but it's random to us because it doesn't mean anything. All it means is this is how they're tracking it with this long variable. You can see the country they come from. That's really important. Sometimes ad networks will send you, clicks from different countries that you're not paying for, and you need to be able to go back to them and say, look, you're sending me crap traffic. I only ask for traffic in the US. You can see the state they're coming from. Maybe there's a certain state that converts better for some reason, depending on your offer, depending on what's going on in the world. You can even see the city. So this is the level of detail that you can get just from a click. Like, we can see that Mason is in Wyoming right now, right? In a city called Afton or thereabouts. So lots and lots of information that you get from this that can really help you to see what's going on with a campaign, which is a lot better than just saying, well, I got clicks and I got conversions, but where the hell did they come from?
Yep. So, yeah, that's right. So yeah, that's the main things that it captures here. This isn't really a good report because it's just like the live view of what's happening with the campaign. So if I hit refresh, it'll show the last few clicks that came in, whatever. We'll get into using reports to optimize in the future when we have more stuff to show you. But yeah, that's that. I think that's a good overview of that. But in terms of the link, so we put that click track, our link in there, and then it redirected to our landing page, one or the other. So the CPV lab went in here and it said, it's doing 50-50, so it could have went to the other page, one or the other, right? Because we had two. And then, which is called a rotator URL is what they call it, because it is rotating the pages. You can do that. Google Analytics has that in the content experiments now. So most tracking platforms have a way to split test things. And then when you click the link, you can see here. And if you look at the bottom left-hand part of my browser window, it says, clicktrack.us base2.php. So that's the redirect, again, going back through our tracking platform. And then that is a redirect to our affiliate link, which then, the click is then recorded by the affiliate network. And then the sub ID that it created is then passed to the affiliate network. And then it, goes to the offer.
Awesome. So we got a quick question from Jim, and he says, are the targets websites where your banner ad will appear when the right keyword is used? So Jim, because this is CPV or PPV, right, pay-per-view, what we get is that ad that Mason showed, that pops up in a window. And so the targets or the keywords are websites where we're popping that up. So, someone gets to that page and they've got the adware installed that allows them to view Traffic Vance ads. And our ad, right, our landing page will pop up. And if it meets, all kinds of criteria, like they're interested in it, it catches their attention, they'll click and then hopefully convert on the next page. So when they click on our ad, then they end up at the offer, which is Think Credit, which is the one that Mason has pulled up now. So that's exactly what it is, to answer your question. The targets are the websites where we're popping these ads. And we've got another question coming in here. So no, the impression in this case is not triggered via a keyword. It's triggered via an actual website. So the website, you could call it a keyword, but really the way it is when someone lands on that particular website, it triggers our ad if they have the adware installed.
Hey, Leanne, can I just, I want to just say something on that.
No, absolutely not. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Dang it.
Mute him.
No, we've talked a lot in the PPV section about, especially this is a certain type of targeting with PPV traffic. You can definitely use keywords, and they definitely work for a lot of different type of campaigns. Personally, I think when you use a website and you're targeting a website, like for this, obviously we're targeting people looking for jobs and saying, hey, do you know your credit? Because that's something that a lot of people check. So if we're searching, check your credit or anything like that, we're going to get so much traffic that might not fit with, the whole job angle. But if we target a website, advancedautoparts.jobs.com, we know that those people at that site are easily looking for a job at that site. So we've done it at the next level of targeting. We basically said, this is somebody that's definitely going to want to see what we're showing. And that will, that's going to save you money. And it's also going to basically help your conversion ratios increase.
Yeah, and I guess as a little bonus here, what you're seeing is you're seeing one of the case studies that we're gonna show you as a bonus to this course, and you're seeing a pitch angle, right? I mean, on the forum, that we have a section for affiliate pong where you can throw different pitches. Well, this is one of those pitches that actually Steve thought of because he's just the master of coming up with different angles. And he just said, we're going to pop up on job sites, and basically that will be our pitch that employers can check credit. And so that's what you're seeing now, and that's a little preview of the case study that you're going to see a little bit later on in this course. But as you can see, we're using the tracking, we're using it to catch any errors. We've got an issue right now. We wouldn't have caught it if we didn't have tracking set up. So I want to know what your guys' questions are about tracking. And once again, I'll say that you'll want to replay this webinar a few times, and you'll want to actually go out there and do it yourself. And all it takes, I mean, it's like this. You go to the affiliate network, you grab your link for a particular offer, you place it in the tracking software, okay, you set whatever else you need to set in the tracking software. And you always end, by the way, with an empty sub ID, right? If you saw, Mason, if you can go back to the setup area for the campaign, there's a section there where he put the link in from the affiliate network from Envious Media, which is what we're using for this offer. And you can see that their sub ID is S, I think it was, S or S1, sub ID 1, and it ends with equals. That leaves space for, it leaves a place for the tracking software for CPV Lab to add the information in there. And he's right. I know the screen is a little bit delayed.
Yeah,
so I'm just waiting for that.
Yeah. Anytime you have, okay, so basically like anything after a question mark on a link. So if you put a question mark at the end of the link, basically that tells the browser like, this isn't part of the address anymore. This is like some code or whatever. It's basically what it, it's part of what they call a query string. And so that's the way that they define the sub ID, and the query string is just S1. And so in this case, CPV Lab, and this is arbitrary, you could call it anything. You could call it and monkey equals keyword if you want to. It doesn't matter. It's just you define it as whatever it is, and then this part is going to be dynamically inserted there, and it's defined as keyword. So that's the way. Anytime you see something equals that, that's just the definition, and then this is the actual. What comes after the equals is the actual either keyword, target, sub ID, whatever. I hope that makes sense. I mean that's kind of just the way links work in general. So it's a good thing to understand.
So, I want to add a couple of things. I'm seeing some questions popping up. And Jim had a question about, he says, that it sounds like the easiest and most efficient tracking is via a pixel. And I want to go into a little bit more detail about that. Mason, if you can scroll down a little bit on the CPV Lab page there, because an image pixel is what the industry standard is, and that's what works really well for most web stuff. But when you're talking about mobile, which you can also track with CPV Lab or anything else, the image pixel is not really something you can rely on. So could you scroll down a little bit more to all the, Mason, to all this stuff on the bottom where the stuff that you actually use to set up the your landing pages? Okay, and there's, they've got a place there with the pixel. There we go. So tracking pixel. And it's got the image pixel, it's got an iframe pixel, and if you scroll down a little bit more, does it have anything else on there? Because there's also, and Mason, I forget what it's called, I think a postback pixel or something like that. So when you're putting,
what it does is it just pings another page. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you're doing mobile, you don't actually use the image pixel, you actually just use that URL. So if you can see, it has tracking pixel, add pixel to the affiliate network, and it says image pixel there, and it has image source equals, and it's got the link. On like an affiliate network that does mobile, like OfferMobile, you would just have that link in there.
Yeah, mobile
Yeah,
has
I mean,
postback URL. That's just the way the technology works.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So a couple more questions in here. Sorry, the bunch of questions came in. I'm just looking for the other ones. Okay, so a couple of questions from actually one question from Gwen. I see it's some text answers in there. So Gwen says, can I just visit Traffic Vance or other websites, search for offers, see how they're tracking before I place an offer? So no, Traffic Vance is an ad network, which means that's where you put everything and run it, right? When what you want to do is you want to go to an affiliate network or a CPA network. Okay, what is that? Well, that could be MobAF, it could be OfferMobi, it could be Neverblue, it could be Ads for Dough, it could be NV's Media, it could be any network that gives you an option to grab links for different advertisers, right? It has different offers placed on it, different CPA offers. Once you grab that offer, you're going to want to plug it into some tracking software. So easiest way to go about it is to get a free hosted tracking software like MobAF Tracker, okay, which again we have a how-to in the forum on that, and you can go to that, set it up, follow the instructions to set it up, and it's going to be a little bit confusing, so you're going to want to have that video that Russell recorded and kind of follow it, and you're going to set that up. You're going to test your links by taking the link that MobAF Tracker gives you, plugging it into a browser, seeing that it redirects to the offer, okay? And once you're done with that, that would be the link that you go and place in the ad network. So yes, you do want to test your tracking, but not with the ad network. You actually want to, once you set everything up, you check that it's tracking, just like Mason did. He grabbed that link and clicked on it to make sure that it did in fact redirect to our offer. So I hope that makes sense. So what other questions do you guys have, or for the coaches, what other comments do you have?
Yeah, this is just basic tracking. So I know it's a little bit confusing, but I think, there's videos on the forum on setting up things in different tracking systems. So if you need like specifics on that kind of stuff, post a question or go watch what's already in the forum as far as like exactly how to do anything. But I think, the key is to understand how it works and, all the different pieces, not just like you do this, but, you always want to know why you're doing things, in my opinion. So understanding exactly how it works, I think, is important. So you can watch this again if you need to, but that's basically what we want to show you today.
I have 1.2 about tracking, just so people aren't confused. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, just the times to use tracking and the times not to use tracking is often a question that newer marketers and people that aren't sure of when they need it. So when you need tracking is simply when you need to really gauge your numbers. So if you're buying traffic, that's obviously a time you're going to need tracking, because you're going to need a way of basically looking at your numbers from an analytical standpoint and just breaking it down by the numbers. And when you can do that, your percentages of success go way up. It's kind of like, would you buy a house without looking at the numbers first? But there are other occasions where you may not use tracking or need tracking, and you can just run off what the network gives you. Like I email and I'll put a simple sub ID of the date in there, and that's all I need, so I can tell what day my drops were, and I can see how much traffic I got. So there's times when you need it, and there's times when not. The reason we're showing you this is because we're showing you all about paid traffic. So just to set any kind of questions like that aside.
Yeah, Jim's asking about SEO. So this kind of traffic, this kind of tracking here will not work with SEO because you can't control the link. Google puts their own link up there, and you don't get to define exactly what link you want. They just scrape everything and then throw it up there. So for SEO, you just only thing you need to use is analytics. That's it. It'll track page views, where people come from, keywords, everything.
Right. The only thing that I would say for SEO is, yeah, it's one thing if your website ranks, or it's another thing though to have clicks from other sites, and analytics will show you that. But if you're, let's say, trying I don't know, a YouTube campaign, and you're putting up 20 different videos linking to your page, and you want to know which video worked for whatever reason, then you could use a tracking link there. But I wouldn't set up CPV Lab for SEO if that's all you're doing. I mean, you could if that's
because you can't. Anytime you can control the link, anytime you can control what link you're using, you can do this. But with SEO, you have traffic coming from other websites, and they're not using your tracking link; they're just linking to you directly, right? So.
Right. And the other thing is, if you're doing SEO and you're linking to your website using a tracking link, you're missing out on the SEO juice, right? But if you are doing something really, kind of different and unique, and you're ranking, like I said, videos, for example, that rank really well now, and you want to see which video is working well for you, because you want to know which keywords, on the video work well for you, you could implement something like that. But in the long term, you'd just be missing out on the link juice if you do that. All right, so it looks like that is it, and as promised, a little bit of a shorter webinar today, because you probably will want to listen to it over and over again. Tracking it can seem confusing, but once you plug in and do it and see what it does for you, it's going to make sense. We're going to go over it again and again. We've got a couple more modules where we're actually going to refer back to the tracking, because it's that important, and it's how you run a campaign. We're going to show you how to optimize next time, and we're going to show you the case study at some point. And by the end of this course, you're going to have a really good idea of how to run the campaign and how to track and how to optimize. But do yourself a favor and get started. And I don't know how many of you are started. Maybe you can leave it in the comments if you're starting, or if you haven't started, what's keeping you from starting. But now is a really good time to get going, to get set up with an ad network, to get set up with an affiliate network or a CPA network, to find an offer that you want to run, right? It's a good time to start a follow along. And if you want to do it publicly in the tournament section, you can. If you want to do it privately in the Jumpstart section, you can start a thread there and have a follow along that only Jumpstart members see. And we will help you with all these parts. But you won't actually learn this stuff until you take action and do it and stumble and fail, because that's what it takes to move forward, guys. So with that said, I'm going to say thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you to the coaches, Mason and Steve. And thank you to Rick, who is our audio video guy, who is absolutely amazing at what he does. So with that, if the other coaches want to say anything, I'm going to say peace out.
Happy marketing.
Have a good one. We'll see you in the forum. Yep. Bye.